Things are crazy right now with this COVID-19, something obviously to be taken very seriously. We need as business owners and employees need to go out and be able to protect our brand and our business as well as our team and our staff. And one of the biggest things right now is essential businesses. And what does that mean? Where does my business fall? A lot of things going on. So I'm going to hit this from the lawn care and cleaning industry's perspective, and it's somewhat the same. Unfortunately, our friends of the cleaning industry are taking a wider or heavier hit right now. They are mostly deemed essential, but on the flip side of that, most people do not want these cleaners going inside their house with social distancing. So the main problem there is people are canceling services or suspending services with these folks because they don't want the cleaners in the house. Now, there's other I guess another approach, or I guess another issue there is some cleaning folks are willingly suspending their services based on the number of cancellations or their fear for the health of their staff. Now, in the lawn care industry, something very similar is on the flip side of that is a lot of lawn care companies not being deemed essential, depending where you're at, especially in New York State, where you actually have to submit an electronic basically permission to get approved as essential. So you actually have documentation. And the sheriff in New York has doubled or tripled their presence, from what I understand, to actually enforce the essential workforce. So a lot of things going on here. But what the video is, just to put some context here on it, is whether you've been deemed essential or not, whether you've elected to work or not, the key here is we need to double down on our content. And it's one relatively simple play. Now, I know a lot of people don't like to get in front of the video camera and talk, but we can do it in written text as well. But what I'm suggesting as the business owner is what you really need to do is highlight what you do as a professional when you provide these services. And literally not just on a high level, I'm talking details. So I'm going to give you a perfect example. The home cleaning company that cleans my home here has suspended services. So Sunday I went out and I was following the same process and procedure as close as I could to do our weekly cleaning in the house. So I started literally from the top of the house and was working down. I was in the master bathroom and I was literally going from right to left, from top to bottom, and doing the general maintenance clean that the cleaner would do. And I will tell you, working closely and being in the cleaning industry now, there are things that the general public, A, doesn't realize you do, and B, they don't understand the process and procedure that you do each and every time. So whether it's lawn care or home cleaning, what I'm suggesting right now is grab a pen, grab some paper, or make a little mind dump in a Google Doc, but literally list from when you pull up to that driveway or the curb, list all the things that you are doing systematically with basic instructions. And if the homeowner can't afford to have you, they elect not to have you, or you've suspended your services, or the government said, you know what, you're not essential. This is the first step of many steps we're going to break down. But as a homeowner, conceptually going in to clean the house yesterday, step by step, the way the cleaner was doing it, there was a reassurance of perceived value and value that they give. Now, if the homeowner's going in and they're just going through willy-nilly and cleaning the house or cutting the lawn or doing the landscape maintenance, they're not going to follow the steps as a professional. But what we can do is help them and provide value and reassure them that we're here to help them, even if we can't physically help them at their home or commercial property. So what I'm highly suggesting doing is make a mind dump sequentially of everything you do for the service and send it to them. You may even want to build some kind of automation around it. So if you did a weekly cleaning or a weekly mowing on Monday, the day before, maybe you're sending a brief automation highlighting the steps of the service so they know each and every time, hey, this is when we would have been there, and these are the steps that we'd be taking. Now, if you do have some time on your hands, and not a lot of us do, but if you do, the interesting thing would be is if you could take this and start building some of your own internal training if you haven't. So you're killing two birds with one stone. So we've got our internal document for training and our external how to do it as a professional document for our clients right now. But if I had seen something like that, that would have been a huge, huge value give for me, knowing the steps to take to properly clean the home on a weekly maintenance. Same thing as landscape maintenance on the outside, but it was something that resonated with me this weekend, so I thought I'd share it. So I would suggest today, if you have some time, outline the service that you're providing or would have been providing, and whether you're still doing it, you're not doing it, reinforce the value and how you're buying time back for them. And if they need to do it themselves, or even if you're still doing it, you show them exactly what the steps that are be taking to reassure the value and why it's important and why they need to continue to have that service. So comments or questions drop below, but the thought today, just one simple way, is continue your communication. It needs to be addressed, how we're handling this, how we're creating social distancing for our crews and our the general public or our clients, and then potentially sending a one-paged hit list of all the steps for that service that should be being performed if you're not doing it. If you are performing it, list all the steps you're taking to reinforce the value so they continue to use your services and they see the value in it. So comments or questions drop below, but I just think this is just something important that we need to be out there and continually communicating. And if you haven't done it yet, a lot of companies that we've been working with have taken it upon themselves after our video last week to make a personal video from the owner, something like this, and literally address your client base and talk about what's going on and put a face to it and put some emotion to it so there's an emotional connection. That's going to help you retain these clients, and when they talk to their families and friends over social media or over the phone, they are going to be more apt to go out and reach out to a client or a company that is doing this kind of communication and standing behind and helping their client base. So comments, questions drop below. Hopefully it was helpful. Tip today is make a list of the service you're providing, send it out to the client with detailed instructions, how to do it, create that perceived value and reinforce what you're doing. And if you, for some reason, have elected to pull out of that or can't do it yourself, the client now has step-by-step instructions how to actually do the service themselves as a professional. So when it's time for you to come back in and can restart that service, they're still thinking of you and you're top of mind. They're not going to go shop you for another competitor. So hopefully it was helpful, and drop some comments down below. Are you going to go out and send this list to your clients how to do the service themselves, or reinforce what you're doing to create that higher perceived value? I'd love to see if anybody is going to take this on their homework checklist for today or to-do list and get this out and be a quick start and get that out there. So take a look at it later today. We're going to be doing Callahan's Corner as well with high-low price ranging, how to build that out in Service Autopilot as well.